Start with the calls today. Get you in the mix. We'll go Mike in New York first, and he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Good, doggy. I just got to say this. I've been listening to you for 30-plus years, my brother, and I love you, man. You are the best.
No, don't enough.
Say that.
No, I appreciate it. Okay, very good. Really, I do,
man. I feel like I know you like a friend. But anyway, I want to just get your opinion on the Giants. And what do you think? What do you think their pick should be, doggy?
I think the Giants are going to take Barkley. I really do. I'm getting the feeling. Now, I've been wrong here constantly, Mike. I thought the Browns would take Barkley and then take the quarterback at 4. That hasn't happened. I thought the Giants would take a quarterback at 2, the next best guy. That's not going to happen either. I think the Giants went into the combine thinking, open mind. If one of these quarterbacks blows us away, we'll have to take the quarterback. And I think they went into Indianapolis last month and they were not blown away. And as a result, now they're going to do their due diligence. Don't get me wrong. They're going to, do the pro days and do this and do that. But I think the Giants right now are fairly comfortable that with a new coach in Shermer, help along the offensive line, and with Eli, still got plenty of football left, that they can fix the team in a 2-year window here and give Eli another chance to win a championship. And I think they're going to do everything in their power to do that. And that's why at the moment, I think they're going to take Barkley. They need a running back in a worse way. You could make the argument of trading down to get him. But if you do that and you go past the Browns at 4, well, then you're going to be dead. Browns take Donald. Somebody comes up to take another quarterback. Jets take a quarterback. And then Browns are sitting there at 4 and they take Barkley. So they don't get him. So I think the Giants might end up taking Barkley in that situation. I think he's too good to pass up. He's a great player. He had a wonderful combine. He does a little bit of everything, kickoffs and catches the ball out of the backfield. He loves to play. He showed that in the Fiesta Bowl when he didn't have to play against Washington and did. I think when you get right down to it right now, I think Barkley might be the Giants' pick. I'll tell you one thing I do think. I do not think they're taking a quarterback. I think the lessons are there we've seen from that standpoint. Andy in Seattle. And he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Andy, good afternoon. How are you today, pal?
I'm good, doggy. I was going to bring up the Red Sox, but first, one quick thing about the Mariners. A couple of features in today's Seattle Times. I know you used to like reading all the different sports sections across the country, but yeah, big feature today documenting this long playoff drought for them. Memory lane from Piniella and Gillick leaving, bad contracts like Carlos Silver, Sean Figgins, bad trades like Adam Jones, Chris Tillman for Eric Bedard, questionable draft picks. So it's a lot of misery over here. But
is there any? I don't think there should be. Is there any optimism with the Mariners?
I think it's more just accepting the fact that they're probably going to be mediocre. It's funny when they've been kind of C- to C+. It's always been the good pitching, and then they never have enough hitting. So it's 162 games of 3-2 games, and now this year they've got plenty of runs. They can't score, but not enough pitching.
They have no pitching. I mean, I know Paxton's pretty good. Felix is a shell of what he used to be. And then 3, 4, or 5 is a crapshoot. Yeah, they have no starting pitching, bottom line. Go ahead.
No, and then their setup man's out for the year, Phelps, so not good. But I was going to bring up the Red Sox, the other side of the coin, and, it's a first-world problem for the Red Sox fans. I mean, their seasons are evaluated almost like college basketball teams. Like, no one in Boston is going to be happy this year if they win another AL East, just like no one roots, the guy that roots for Virginia basketball doesn't care what they did this year from November through the end of February. They got to win a playoff series or two this October.
Yeah, the Red Sox. The Red Sox are a little bit like the Nationals, Andy, and it's a good point. Where if they lose in the first round again with that payroll and in the postseason, that's going to be dangerous. They would be better off of finishing second, winning a wild card game and winning a series than winning the division, beating the Yankees out, but then losing in the first round. They would be better with the latter. And most teams would take that anyway. You want to go as further along as you can. But I do think the Red Sox, a little bit like Washington, needs to get out of a first-round playoff series. We'll see if they can do that. Chad in California, Mad Dog Unleashed for him. Chad, welcome. How are you today?
Doing good, Chris. Doing good. Yeah, I'll just piggyback off that. I'm a big Red Sox fan. I'm actually excited for this season. I think Cora's bringing kind of, a breath of fresh air, kind of a new voice. I think Farrell kind of wore out his welcome. I would have liked to see us kind of go in the direction of Lovello a couple years ago, but it's tough as a franchise to kind of make that move when Farrell takes the break to, fight cancer. You can't really get rid of him on a situation like that. He came back, and you could just tell in the locker room it was kind of just lost. And I heard you and Steve talking yesterday about kind of the National clubhouse and where it is. They're on their phones and stuff. Jim Bowden came out and said that the Red Sox clubhouse was one of the best he's seen. Everyone was loose this spring, laughing. The pressure's kind of off. Everyone's kind of, Cora's letting us go out there, kind of chase the pitch we want. Farrell had us going deep into counts. A lot of our hitters were 1-2, 0-2 counts, kind of pressing a little bit, and now we're kind of getting the freedom to go out and take the pitch we like. I like to see, Bogarts kind of get back into the swing of things. The thing that does worry me, obviously, the high payroll. Last time we were kind of in this, situation, it was a big mess. So it's kind of, get a little nervous getting back in that scenario, especially when guys like Bogarts and Betts and Benintendi aren't, getting paid a lot yet. But overall, I just think 1-9. I like our lineup better than the Yankees, front to bottom, top to bottom.
I think the Red Sox, listen, the Red Sox are going to be good and they're going to be in the postseason. So Chad's right on that. They got a good lineup. JT makes a big difference. I think if the Red Sox have an advantage over the Yankees, and I don't know if they do, they don't have a bullpen advantage, and you can't sit there and say they got a better offense when the Yankees have Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez. But I do think the advantage that the Red Sox could have over the Yankees, and it's an if, is the 1-2 in the rotation. If you could make a case that Price and Sale are better than Tanaka and Severino. I mean, you can make a pretty good case. Now, even with Price, you can make a case. And that would be something that you can hang your hat on if you're a Boston fan. 9 in front of the hour. Continuing, I'm Mad Dog.